Hi, I'm Tara, your instructor this semester for English 1101, and I wanted to start out by introducing myself and telling you a little bit about how I became a reader and a writer. Not everybody becomes a reader and writer in the same way. I started out reading when I was 4, and I would ask my mom to read to me, and then I would start to read some words to her, and eventually became a reader. And I became a writer when I was about 5 and a half. I was in the ocean and I had gotten caught by a riptide, and then that was such a traumatic experience that I went home and I wrote the story about it. A little story, put it in a little book and called it My Drowning Day. My dad was working at a copy center at the time, and he went and he published my book for me and made lots of copies, and I handed them out to my mom and my dad and some other family members, and I was very proud of becoming a writer. And then, of course, I went through school and I did all of the academic reading and writing that I was required to do. In high school, I was in the creative writing club and I enjoyed writing creative pieces. And then I went to college and decided that I was going to be a psychology major, but took my writing courses and was told on multiple occasions, wow, you are really good at helping people with their writing. Maybe you should be a writing instructor. Finally, when I was a junior in college, I gave in and I picked up English as a second major, and I majored in English and psychology, finished out my degree by tutoring in the Writing Center, and graduated, and then went to do administrative work, as often happens when you have a bachelor's degree. And after a year of being an administrator, I decided to go back to graduate school in writing. And I got a degree in rhetoric and composition, so that's a degree focusing on teaching of writing. I was not a literature major. I always focused on teaching of writing and on how people write and how do we analyze somebody's writing. And then after that, I taught composition in a number of places. I traveled overseas for a little while and eventually landed into administration, where I was working with English language speakers, and I was a dean of a small college for a while. And then I decided that I wanted to add some actual education um, courses to my repertoire of what I was doing. And so I got a second degree fully online. So I got a master's degree where I took all of my coursework online, and the degree was in literacy, culture, and language education. And through that degree, I really married the ideas that we cannot be a successful academic writer unless we're also a successful academic reader. And I developed my own reading skills quite a bit through that second degree. I also built skills on what it meant to be a good online student, what it meant to learn in this online environment. It was very different than learning in a classroom space, and I had to take a lot of ownership of my own learning in order to get the very most out of my education. When I finished that degree, I decided to go to that school and actually take courses towards a PhD. So I moved to Bloomington, Indiana, and started a PhD in literacy, culture, and language education at Indiana University, Bloomington. I am currently a PhD candidate, and so I finished all my coursework. And once I did that, I moved back to the South, to Florida, and I am now your instructor here at UNF. During my PhD program, I got really interested in online education and moving from what it meant to be an online student to what it meant to be a successful online instructor, and working with alternative models of assessment, working with the idea that we, in the online environment, if we reflect on our learning, we can then really think about how we're learning in this environment and what we can do to be stronger students in the online environment. And I also worked on using this idea of a lot of collaboration in knowledge building, but not collaboration in your own writing, so that writing remains an individual skill, but the way that we develop our writing is very collaborative, and that we use the knowledge and the experience of others in order to become stronger writers. And I have put all of these ideas and all of my research from my PhD program into this course. I very much love teaching and learning in the online environment. I think there are a great number of benefits to being an online student and being an online instructor. And I hope that you enjoy everything that I have done in this course and everything that we will be doing in this course. And I hope that you have a really great semester. I look forward to learning alongside with you.